Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kitty, and welcome to my rainbow room. Basically, I'm just checking in again. You find a spot in my room, get comfortable, and we'll have a chat, Yesterday I was supposed to, I announced I was going to see the doctor, and then I got some bad news. My partner, she went to work after coming off of vacation for a couple of weeks, and apparently one of her coworkers decided and said something along the lines of, I'm just going to take a gamble and go into work. And guess what? He was positive for COVID. So now a very large percentage of the workforce is sick. They're all infected, except my partner, because she basically religiously wears her mask. And I had just got these 5-layer masks. They're supposed to be like really good. And, I wanted to make sure that she had what she needed and what would work the best at her job. So I got those for her. Well, she came home and that's what she told me, and that was within the span of like 3 days that the guy did that, and there's so many people that are off sick now, it's ridiculous. So I checked, and in our area, the waiting list to get the COVID booster shot is extremely long. The waiting lines are very, very long. I have a really hard time standing for a long period of time, and so I would need a place to sit down. Unfortunately, I do need that now. And well, the lines that I saw of people waiting in line to get their booster shot, they were not watching out for distance apart. And I know people get impatient. I know they get impatient. I know they're tired. I know, there's a lot of things going on right now. I get that. We all have things that we're worried about. But we're not alone in this fight. It's not just you that's suffering, or you, or you, or you, or you, or you. We're all suffering right now. Every single one of us is dealing with compromise, and doing things that we don't want to do, and not doing things that we would want to do. I don't want to be in this flat all the time, but this is something that I don't think people understand about me, and I need them to understand so that they don't misjudge what I'm saying. I have brought it up a few times. Yes, I have fibromyalgia. One of the things about it, though, is if I encounter trauma, whether I fall, or if I am hit with something, or if I get particularly sick, one of the things that I've noticed about it is that I do not recover very well. And it tends to linger for years. Whatever it is that's gone wrong, I don't get better very quickly. And I don't know if it's just because my immune system is compromised, because it is. I don't know if it's whether I'm not certain of the inner workings of the body. I'm definitely not educated in that particular field, but I do know that the facts are that every time I get sick, I get worse, and I can't risk that. And so I made the decision to reschedule that appointment. Yes, I need to go, but I cannot trust anyone but myself to keep me safe. Some people might consider that maybe paranoia, maybe being overly vigilant, but look, I've already had COVID once, the original, and it knocked me for a loop, and now my breathing is worse. I have childhood asthma, okay, and long COVID, and ever since I had that, it has just exacerbated things and made them much worse. And I just, I have to take precautions. And I've had some people tell me, oh, you're still being careful, huh? You're still taking it easy, huh? Yes, I am. It's my life, it's my body, and it's my health. And the irony of being unwell and not having a cure, and sometimes a cause, is that a lot of people will think they know what they're talking about when it comes to what you're going through, but they don't. They really don't. And there is one thing that I have to say, and I know that you are probably going to listen to this and potentially nod right along with me and go, yeah, that is a thing. Whenever I go out, which is rare, but this is prior to COVID, okay? And, even recently, really. But somebody would ask me, so how are you? Hey, how you doing? Well, I can't say that I'm fine because at that point in time, I'm usually dealing with something. But if I say that I'm fine, and then they notice that I'm not, they'll point it out. And so they'll accuse me of lying, or they'll say that, I don't have to hide what I'm dealing with. Yeah, I do. I do have to hide it, because if I showed you what it really is that I'm dealing with, you'd run for the hills. Most people, when they ask you things like that, it is literally nothing but small talk. They don't want to know how you really are doing. And it's just something that is said to fill air, fill the quiet space. And I don't know why people feel compelled to do it. I don't. I am not asking for anybody to feel sorry for me. I'm not. This is just, it's my life. It's what I have to deal with. But if somebody asks me a question and I answer them, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. You ask me how I'm doing and I tell you, and then you look bored after I'm trying to explain, even as briefly as possible, what's going on. I don't really like that. I wish people would stop doing that, because, it's hard enough. It's very hot in here. I'm sorry. But it's hard enough dealing with that. And I really honestly wish people would just stop asking me, or the other one. And really, I know people mean this to be a good thing. And I know that it genuinely comes from a good place most often, okay? I know that. But when people say, I hope you feel better soon, this does not go away or let up. It never goes away. The only problem with it is it gets worse. And that's what I'm trying to prevent. That's why I didn't go. Because the way this spreads so fast, I'm just better off staying at home, and I don't know, how are you guys feeling about this? Because I don't like this self-imposed isolation, but it's something I have to do. There was someone that I overheard saying that, they were going to have to isolate themselves. And they just didn't know how they were going to handle isolating themselves for 10 days. And I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, how dare you? I had to isolate myself for 12 weeks and I just had to deal with it because I'm an adult. I'm an adult, and there are just some things that you have to do. Take your medicine, as it were. Take it, swallow it, deal with it. That's life, And there are always things that you can do. Stop being lazy. Go find something to do. I just went over this yesterday. You know that. There's stuff to do. Okay? And, this is all coming from the most honest, loyal place and loving place that I have, that I know, is just to tell you the truth. And I'm sure people are not going to like it, but I have to say it. because it's been bothering me. You know, there are people out there saying, I can't have the wedding the way I want to have it. Nobody can. You know, I can't have a party like I want to. You're not the only one. Christmas is going to be ruined. Honey, Christmas is always, it's just a, what do you think is going to make it worse? Forcing the situation, having your Christmas party, bringing your family over, everybody in the same room, potential infection at a massive scale, or just saying, you know what, we're not going to have this celebration this year in the usual way. Find other ways of doing it. You can adapt. Trust me. I mean, all my life, all I've had to do was adapt, and you have to adapt sometimes more than you know others, but I had to adapt multiple times, and it's not that hard. You just have to stop whining, stop complaining, just do what you need to do, you know. And I don't know, it just these are just things that have been on my mind, and I have to say what's bugging me, you know. Because if I hear one more entitled person complain about how they can't have this many people at their wedding, and they can't have the dress that they want, and they can't have the cake that they want, or whatever. I mean, I feel like telling them, you know, do you want help climbing up on your cross so you can be a martyr, or what? You know, I mean, everybody's suffering right now. Everybody is dealing with stuff, you know. Families are being broken apart right now over the issue of whether COVID is even real while people are actually dying from it. I know people right now that have it, and I'm worried sick. And there's one person that I know in particular. She is a very smart girl. She is keeping everything clean. She's wearing her mask. She is taking the precautions that she's supposed to, and she's living with someone right now who had COVID. And guess what? She didn't get infected. I wonder why. Because she did what she needed to do to survive. And I have a lot of respect for her. And I don't know whether she's going to watch my video or not, but you know what? She's got the same name as me. Happy birthday, Kitty. I love you. You're a wonderful person. So, take my advice, you guys, or don't. I really do actually care. And I'm not going to apologize for being harsh. I'm not going to apologize for saying the truth. I refuse. And maybe this kind of rebuke doesn't apply to the people that are watching this. But if I can help one person just snap out of it and just knuckle down and do what you need to do and realize that the pandemic has changed everything as we know it. And it's not going away anytime soon, because people are constantly being selfish and not doing the right thing. So until that attitude changes, until people do what they're supposed to do and open their eyes and see, oh gee, you know, that person wore their mask, they washed their hands, they kept their social distance, they did what they needed to do. Oh, guess what? They didn't get COVID. Wow. You know, they got their vaccines. Wow. It's happening right in front of your eyes, and if you can't see that, come on. I don't want to see people suffering. And it's happening all over the world right now. And please stop and think. Please stop and think. I mean, every time you stop and complain about things that, you know, are not happening the way you want them to because of COVID, maybe do something nice for someone else. Or do something nice for yourself. Who knows? But be nicer. Be good to one another. Stop being so selfish and entitled and grouchy. Seriously. And stop expecting so much stuff. You know, it's like Christmas and all these holidays, they're not just about what you're going to get. Learn that. You know, I mean, try to grow as a person. You know, we've all got growing to do and learning. And I mean, just remember, I mean, be the perpetual student. Be willing to accept knowledge. I think you'll go a lot further than you think. Anyway, I am not going to continue on this. As much as I could continue on this, believe me, I'm sure you can tell. But me and my bright little flowers are going to go now. I love you. Okay? You take care. And please leave your comments below. If you have any questions, of course, please leave your questions. And if you're anti-mask and anti-vax, don't leave comments. Because you know what? It doesn't compute to me. It really doesn't. And I've tried to speak logically to people, and oh my gosh, it's like throwing a dart at a dartboard that's like a mile away. It's so hard to get a point across. I have tried so many times, but you know, you do what you can. Anyway, I'm going to go have a bath. I'm going to go cuddle with my cat afterwards and a cup of tea, and I'm just going to be very grateful for what I have. All right? You guys take care. Much love. Talk to you later.